guys, so it's me Lego League 3 here, and today is episode 3 of creating Lego Middle-earth. Excuse any background noise if you can hear it. It is thundering and raining currently where I live. Stormy, not the best weather ever, but it is, you know, kind of appropriate Middle-earth weather, right? But so it's a little stormy, so excuse me if there's any background noise, but this is episode 3 of creating Lego Middle-earth, and this episode is definitely going to be the most intriguing and maybe exciting one yet, because I actually have stuff to show you that is custom mock built that I made, and these are things that are kind of rough sketches of kind of what I want some things to possibly look like. These things are a couple small mocks that I threw together relatively quickly. I'm not going to be mad at all if you tell me they suck in the comment section down below. I didn't really spend a whole lot of time, didn't put a ton of effort into these things. I made them kind of as rough sketches of what I would maybe like some things to look like. This is mainly a Hobbit themed episode right now. I'm kind of in a Hobbity mood, especially with the new Hobbit sets coming out hopefully in my area this weekend. I struck out last week in Toys R Us. My Toys R Us seems to get things like a week late basically, and I struck out last weekend. I didn't find any of the sets, but I actually have more money now than I did last week, which is really awesome, and hopefully this weekend they'll have the new Hobbit sets, and if they do, for sure I will get the Lily Mountain set and hopefully review for that this weekend. I'll probably get a couple of smaller sets as well, so I'm really crossing my fingers that I find the new Hobbit sets soon, because I want to review those for you guys so badly. But right now I have a couple of small things that I'm going to show you. So the first small mock here is one that I threw together in literally like 3 minutes, and it's a rock. Yeah, I know, this is the best mock ever, guys. I'm just really proud of how this came out. It's a rock. I mean, it's a rock, guys. This is a rock. It's a weird looking rock. It's got some weird stuff going on here. This piece, I just didn't have another piece really to put there. I don't really know why I even put that there. But basically, you can see there's this rod right here. The whole purpose of this rock was kind of to make a display stand for one of the Lego Eagles. So you make it look like he's kind of flying with a translucent rod, you know, to hold him up. So that's basically the only purpose of this little piece right here, was to make a display stand for one of the Eagles. Actually haven't really figured out how to put the Eagles on there with good balance yet, so I'm still working on this. This is a really rough sketch of something that might end up being in the Middle-earth display of the Battle of the Five Armies for displaying one of the Eagles. So pretty small thing right here. I didn't really put a whole lot of effort into this, and you guys can probably tell. Now this second piece I'm going to show you is kind of an interesting one. Actually, recently I found the Dol Guldur ambush set at Target on half clearance. It was 50% off at Target. I got it for $10, which I think is a pretty good deal, especially because I got, you know, 2 more Gundabad Orcs for army building, and of course the Battle of the Five Armies is coming up, and I want to have a huge Battle of the Five Armies display going on. I think it would be really cool to have, you know, a couple of Gundabad Orcs, you know, kind of hanging out there. So definitely great to get another one of those, and another Bjorn minifigure that I'll probably end up selling on eBay. Tell me if any of you guys are interested in buying that, and maybe I'll sell it to you here through YouTube or something. So I thought that was a pretty cool set. But you know, the pieces, the actual structure in the set's not too amazing, and I didn't really feel like having another one of those. So I kind of just took all of the pieces in that set and tried to make something with them. So the first thing I made here is, this is kind of what I made with it. This is kind of a rough sketch of what I might kind of add on to my Dol Guldur display, which will be coming up soon. I also made this little catapult here just to go along with it that could definitely be used for the orcs or something. I'm not terribly fond of either of these two things. There's a couple designs that I really liked that I got through, but this is really just thrown together with all the pieces available that set had to offer. This small catapult I actually kind of like. I think my design ended up being pretty decent for the random pieces just kind of lying around. It actually works pretty well, and I'm pretty happy with how this catapult came out for such random use of small pieces that were included with that set that are kind of left over. After I built this small little thing here, this is a really random little thing. It's not based off any specific thing from the movie. It's used from all pieces just from that set, besides the one burp piece over here, the big ugly rock piece. That piece I just had kind of lying around, but I built this solely from pieces in that set besides the burp right here, and I think it ended up looking alright. I really like this design that I made down here. This is basically the only design that I am really proud of. I made this design first. This is basically the first thing that I built, and then I was like, I'm going to build off of this. So I like this design. I might keep this design for Dol Guldur or something else. I like the way that this looks, but everything else is just kind of random. This like tree with spikes coming out of it, which is really a random thing I threw together, kind of a mountainish look up here. There's some very useful parts in this set. It really is a nice parts pack. This little turret right here, obviously none of this is accurate to any of the books or movies. It's not based off anything, but I'm definitely going to use these pieces in the future to expand my Dogol Door MOC that will be with the Middle-earth display, of course. A pretty cool looking thing, I guess, for the most part. It actually didn't come out as bad as I was expecting it to be. Back here, there's a nice little area you can definitely have a couple of guys hang out, have an extra missile right there. So this is basically what I made from the leftover pieces from that set. Tell me if you guys like it in the comment section down below, and tell me if you want me to use this design that actually I'm pretty fond of in my upcoming Middle-earth display. So what do you guys think about my Dogol Door creation right here? And this final one I kind of just threw together pretty quickly for not a whole lot of reason, but this is basically something that I'm trying to turn into an eventual Dale display. Now, you guys know that we will be getting a part of Dale in the new Battle of the Five Armies set, and it's a pretty decent chunk of Dale. I'm actually pretty happy with what LEGO has done there. I don't have the set yet, of course, so I can't really accurately judge it at the time being, but it actually looks pretty cool, and this is kind of my envision of what I might try to make my Dale display end up looking like. Now, this thing here is kind of a random piece. It's kind of a corner piece. I like the design I have here with the small staircases, and I actually really like how I designed all of this connecting on the inside. I used some weird pieces right here. You can see right here I actually included a play feature for some random reason for being able to blow up the rock. I just couldn't find a piece that I needed, and I built this in like 30 minutes. I didn't really try, so I just kind of threw this together that it can, blow up. And of course, Dale has been a city attacked by Smaug, and it's going to be a little bit destroyed, so it's nice to have, some battle damage ruin kind of looks to it. Got a little fire over here, and of course I think one of the aesthetics that LEGO has gone for with their Dale is that it looks kind of all over the place. There's grays, there's tans and different colors all over the place, and of course there's also snow laying on the ground, which is very cool. This little area back here, this little spinny thing, actually I intended that so you can fit the rock that I made for the eagle on here if you want to put that on here. So you can put that back here and kind of have the eagle hanging out in Dale, which I'm probably not going to end up doing, and this is not going to stay built together. This is just kind of a rough sketch of kind of how I want Dale to look. I'm not particularly that happy with it. I like the look of this over here. I like the look of this, and I think that the mason bricks kind of mixed in actually look pretty cool, but I'm not too pleased with it. I don't really think this color right here works, and it doesn't really grab, it doesn't really look too much like Dale, and I'm hoping to make my Dale a lot bigger and a lot cooler than this, but this was something I threw together pretty quickly just to get a rough estimate of kind of how I wanted my Dale setup to look. So what do you guys think of my Dale setup right here? So there you have it, guys. There are some of the first MOCs you're seeing for my LEGO Middle-earth. Now, most likely, maybe besides the catapult, none of these things are going to actually be featured in my final Middle-earth MOC. Don't expect them to be. I don't like them well enough to actually throw them in with all the Lord of the Rings LEGO sets that are so, fantastic in design. These are just kind of rough sketches of how I kind of want things to end up looking like in the future to kind of get an idea of how I want my MOC to eventually look. What do you guys think of these sketches? Feel free to critique the heck out of them in the comment section down below. Like I said, rough sketches. It took me like 30 minutes to build each of these. I didn't really spend a whole lot of time, didn't put a ton of effort into these things right here. I didn't, spend a whole lot of time. I wasn't, too invested in these little MOCs right here. So I'm not really, terribly attached to them. If you guys critique my final MOC and say it's terrible, I might be a little disappointed, but these ones right now, right here, you guys can critique the heck out of them. Feel free to do that all you want. Now, I told you guys last week I would include a viewer question section of this show, and unfortunately that's not going to happen in this episode. Pretty hard pressed for time at the time being. However, next week's episode might be canceled. And you're probably confused, why'd you just say that? Well, I'm hoping it will be canceled. And you're probably like, why the heck would you hope next week's episode's canceled? Because I want to be reviewing the new LEGO Hobbit sets. I really want to review those new Hobbit sets, and the episode will be canceled if I get more than one set, probably, because I want to probably have a review up on Sunday and then one on Wednesday or Tuesday. So the next week's episode probably will be canceled if I can find the new Hobbit sets. If not, it will not be canceled, but I don't really have anything specifically planned for next week's episode. So basically next week's episode is when I'm going to be answering all of y'all's viewer questions. And feel free to ask me more questions on this video. I have a few questions from the last video, but I would like to have more to make a little bit of a longer episode for next week. So if you guys have any questions you want to ask me about this project, about LEGO Lord of the Rings or LEGO The Hobbit, please feel free to put them in the comments down below, and I will answer them in an episode coming up soon. So thank you guys for watching. Please tell me your thoughts on these small little sketch marks that I made, and I please hope you guys watch the next episode. I'll see you guys later.